You start going to the gym, you feel weak in order to become strong. You go to the library, you read, you don't understand, you feel stupid in order to become smart. The process of discomfort is inevitable. You have to go through it. Most people have that initial feeling, that initial lack of self-belief, because they don't understand that they have to be humbled first in every aspect in order to grow. So you go to the gym, you feel like shit, that's a good thing. It just shows you that you need to improve. Most people go to the gym, feel like shit, never go back. Put on an oversized t-shirt. Problem covered. No, it's not the problem, it's not covered. You need to go through that parallel problem solving. You solve it, and then you get the reward. Every aspect of life has it.
If you look at the rules on the Monopoly board, in Monopoly, whether you've played the game or not, you should read the rules like an intelligent person and understand that there's clues. It says that if the bank runs out of money, right? And you remember when you play Monopoly and you pull out the money, and eventually the bank can run out of money.
Sure.
But the rules say that the bank can never run out of money, because you can just get out a piece of paper and write dollar signs on it that equate to money. And now you can continue playing up until a default hits and the bank can take your liquidity and put it back into their system.
This is the rules I want to write.
So when people tell me that the game isn't rigged, that shit is safe, that you gotta be working 24/7 to hustle to make money, motherfuckers, you don't know shit, bro. Money's printed out of thin air. Lords of easy money.
It's very simple. It's understanding the pain that comes with perfection and the pain that comes with progress. If I want to go to the gym, I'm going to feel weak before I get strong. If I go to business class, I'm going to feel stupid before I'm smart. If I go hang out with wealthy people, I'll feel broke before I'm rich. And the negative comes with the positive. You have to go through it. Mm-hmm. And once you understand that that's just part of the process, then you accept it.
Totally right.
So it's like, you need to feel like a loser in order to be a winner.
The reason banks are not safe is because they don't hold on to your money. They're doing what you should be doing for yourself, which is investing and multiplying your money. So these guys, they come take your money, they fractionalize it, they lose it all, they go on a bank run, they say, oops, well, you're FDIC insured covered. But then you actually read what FDIC insurance is, and it's based on the faith and good credit of the United States of America. That's what your money's insured by. What the fuck is that? It makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I like to build a basket of assets that keeps me well protected in times of turmoil. We can clearly tell that this is a time of turmoil.
Absolutely.
So a basket of assets that's very reliable is 1 kilo of gold, 1 kilo of silver. You're gonna have 10,000 Swiss francs because Switzerland is the banking capital of the world. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have 10,000 US dollars because the United States is the military superpower of the world. Mm-hmm. And you're gonna have 10,000 Singaporean dollars because Singaporean dollars are the least inflated currency, and have some Bitcoin. And I think that's a good basket of assets if World War III hits.
Don't leave it here.
Hell no, bro. These motherfuckers don't know shit.
Before we go,
You must be willing to sacrifice who you are today for who you want to become tomorrow. You have to sacrifice who you are today for who you want to become tomorrow. The Bible, there's a verse in the Bible that says, when I became a man, I put away childish things. You can't become the best version of yourself unless you're willing to neglect who you are today. The bad habits, the bad friendships, the bad relationships, the bad ideas, the bad mindset. Because if you want to become a millionaire, if you want to become a person that's successful, if you want to develop a better physique, it will require sacrifice. And if you want to get to the next level, it'll cost you. There is a price to success. It hurts. Like, you've had to neglect friends.
Yeah.
You've had to neglect certain comments from family members.
Yeah.
You've had to work overnight for years and years. And nobody's going to see that.
Yeah.
Nobody, but that's the price. And you will either live the price with two aspects, because you're going to pay the price regardless of life. You will pay the price of discipline and hard work, or you will pay the price of regret. And the last thing I want to live is a life of regret. When I'm sitting on my deathbed by myself, my girl won't be there, you won't be there. It'll just be me, myself, and I. And
What's
I
the
will
best piece of advice you've ever received?
The best piece of advice that I ever received is that you are what you think about. Everything that you think about, you become. You become what you think about. Thoughts lead to actions. Actions lead to behaviors. Behaviors leads to lifestyle. Lifestyle determines your destiny. So everything begins in the mind. If you can control and wield your mind, you can very much determine your destiny.